What is good with it, people of the Fernando Foods universe? This is episode Veinte. 20. Today, I'm craving Chinese food out of nowhere. I usually don't. Growing up in Peru, there's a style of Chinese food called chifa, which is different than your traditional, or I would say Americanized version of Chinese food. And it's a little bit more Peruvian Creole kind of style. It's really interesting. You can't find it here, unfortunately. If you're ever in Peru and Lima, hit up a chifa. It's kind of like one of the things that I do as soon as I land in Peru. Like it could be like midnight or whatever, you'll find a chifa that's open. Anywhoot, there's this place called Crouching Tiger in Redwood City. We're gonna head up. I've never been there before, so I'm really excited to try it out. I've been told by the sources of the interwebs that this place is solid, that apparently their General Tao or General So, however you pronounce it, is killer. We got some of that, we got some Mongolian beef, we got some prawns. So we're gonna try a little bit of everything. We're gonna give you guys a solid review. So yeah, here we go. We're back in it. Oh my god. You would think that for 60 bucks they'd hook you up with utensils, you know? So it took me a little minute, but I got some utensils, so we're back. And so what we got is magic chili prawns. Apparently it's like their staple dish, something that they always get. You can obviously see some chilies, it looks like jalapenos, prawns or shrimp, red peppers, some onions, or like Chinese onions. Then we see some red peppers. So it looks like kind of a fusion kind of a dish. I'm excited to try that. We got some General Tao. We got some Mongolian beef. Obviously, all of these are kind of like spicy. And then we got some special combo fried rice. I'm really excited. In here, you have some prawns or some shrimp. You got pork, and it looks like you got eggs, some veggies, and some chicken. So let's go ahead and try these bad boys, shall we? Let's start with, which one am I craving? Let's start with the General Tso chicken. So the thing is, in Latin America, the way that I grew up eating it is I usually like combine all the things, you know, all of the things. So I'm gonna try some of this. It's not too bad. There you go. It's not too bad. The chicken is a little chewy. I guess it kind of depends on the bite that you really get. Some of these I feel like are really well cooked. Others I just feel like they're overcooked. It's just really interesting. The sauce, I don't feel like it's inundated with any particular flavor. Like, I don't feel like it's super sweet or spicy or anything like that. And I wouldn't call it bland either. It's pretty good. But what I will say is that the chicken, let's see. The chicken's all right. Some bites are better than others. This one I can already tell is really tough. The reason I feel that is a little inconsistent is because the chunks of chicken are different. So depending on how long you leave them to fry, some will overcook and some will be cooked just right. Or I haven't run into any that are undercooked, so that's a good thing because it's chicken. But at the very least, the sauce is good as well. It's not like drenched in it, and it's not gooey. It's just the right consistency, and it's not overly spicy, so it's good. It's good. Let's dig into this combo fried rice. Let's do this. Oh, I can see the chicken. What's interesting is that the meat, especially the pork and the chicken, are very flavorful, but if you were just to get a spoonful of rice, yeah, a lot of the reviews that I saw online, that they felt like it was a little bland, that it could have used a little bit more soy sauce, and I concur. I feel like for the amount that you're paying for this place, you would have gotten a little bit more soy sauce in it, a little bit more love, but it's good, it's good. I feel like everything is well cooked. I feel like it needs a tiny bit more seasoning, specifically on the part of the rice. It's a good amount of egg. I hate it when they don't hook you up with enough egg. The prawns and the chicken and the ham are solid. I just felt like it needs a little bit more soy sauce. Let's dig in to this Mongolian beef though. Obviously, they give it to you in like these boxes. Like one of these boxes, you know, the traditional like, thank you, takeout boxes. But I decided to come out here and give you some place, a little bit more presentation. So let's dig into this, see what it's all about. It's the right amount of spiciness. It's not burning my mouth. It could have used a little bit more kick. I love the onions. The onions are like perfectly cooked. I love it when it's a little crunchy still, and it gives you that little bit of bite. It's good. The meat is perfectly cooked. It's, you know, because it's thinly sliced, so it's really easy to overcook it. But they did a good job there. I love these little onion, like not only the white onions, but the Chinese onions as well, cooked to perfection. Again, not overly spicy, it's just on point. This is a really good dish, I really like it. I was worried that it was going to be greasy, but from what I've seen so far, it's not crazy greasy, to be honest. I'm looking at the bottom of like the takeouts. Nothing, it's just sauce. It's just sauce. So, for the main event, let's jump in to this. It's the magic, what was it called? The magic pepper shrimp or something like that. One second. I gotta get this right. It's called the magic chili with prawns. Magic chili with prawns. So let's dig into it. I feel like this is much more of a fusion dish. I don't know if this is 100% authentic. People in the comments can chime in, can tell me otherwise, but let's dig into it. This dish is definitely spicier. You would assume so with the red pepper, the jalapenos, the chilies. The prawns are cooked pretty well. I feel like they're a little fishy. Which, if you haven't heard me say before, I'm a little hesitant whenever I order fish from restaurants, especially if it's in the evening or something like that, because then you can tell that if it's frozen, then you can tell because it's a little fishy. If it was fresh, it won't smell fishy at all. You know, it actually tastes great. Any like Peruvian will tell you that whenever they eat ceviche, they typically eat ceviche like during the day, close around noon, because the fish is fresh, you know, because fishermen go out in the morning, like butt ass early in the morning, and get there to catch their fish and then bring it back and sell it. And in Peru, you can actually like I remember there's this place called Pucusana in Peru, where you can go out, pay a dude like, I don't know, like 20 bucks or something, 20 American dollars, I don't know. You can go out and fish for a couple hours, and then whatever you fish, you literally go to the shore, and there are ladies there ready, and then you bring them your fresh fish, and they have like the supplemental ingredients, and then they make ceviche right there in front of you. And it's amazing. It's one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. Like as a kid, my dad used to take me and my brothers and cousins out fishing, and it was just a lot of fun. It was a good time. So anyway, going back to this dish, yeah, it's pretty good. You can taste the ginger. You can taste, obviously, it hits you with the spiciness up front, and then it kind of tapers off. And like I mentioned, like the fish, I feel the prawns were probably de-thawed like this morning or last night or something like that, because you can tell that it's not fresh per se, but it's pretty good. I have to say, out of all of these dishes, I think the Mongolian beef takes the cake for me as far as favorite. The rice was pretty good too. I feel like if I threw in a little bit of soy sauce, it would get there, just a tiny bit. It doesn't need that much, and it'd be right on point. And then between both of these dishes, I feel like it's interesting the fusion that the magic chili with prawns tastes, but it's not something that I think I would typically order, to be honest. I think that the tao or the so, however you want to call it, is something that I would traditionally order. That I didn't order any chow mein or lo mein. Those are some of the staples that I also like. Granted, these are all like Americanized Chinese. It's not traditional Chinese food or Szechuan food, but I felt like it could have gotten there a little bit more if they would have stayed a little bit true to their craft. And something else that I kind of like broke my rule on is this was a little bit more of a restaurant kind of a feel. You can tell that they typically have sit-down space there. I'm more of a hole-in-the-wall kind of restaurant kind of guy, like walk up to the counter, order your food, and then they give you the food at the end of the counter. So I guess my expectations are a little bit higher whenever I go to these sit-down restaurants that charge a little bit more than some of your other hole-in-the-wall, like go up to the counter kind of place. You would expect a little bit more and a little bit more attention to detail. Like I mentioned with, they didn't give me any utensils, they didn't give me any napkins or anything like that. So it was the expectation of me taking it home and eating it at home, when right now, especially during the pandemic, I want to maybe go out and eat, like in this scenario, maybe take it home, sure. But they didn't even offer, so that's a bummer. All the other places that I've gone to that are hole-in-the-wall restaurants that I've taken out to eat, if it's not a sandwich, they've given me utensils. So it's really, really interesting. At the very least, they say, hey, do you want utensils with this? And obviously I always say yes. So yeah. If I had to order this again, it would probably be the combo rice. I wish they had a smaller version too, because it's enormous. The Mongolian beef. These two are pretty solid. I think that would run you around 25 bucks or something like that. And these two are okay. So if you're craving something a little bit different, then go have at it. But I don't think these are your staple go-tos, to be honest. Also, they hooked me up with like 6 different fortune cookies. Now, granted, that food could have like easily fed like 3 people, maybe 4, but 6 is a ton. Anyway, let's see what my fortune tells me. I'm gonna pick this one. All right. Look, it has a little panda. It has a little panda. Also, this fortune already came out of the cookie, so I'm gonna pick another one. All right. But what's the magic if the fortune isn't like inside the cookie? All right, little panda, little dude. Let's see what we got here. Oh, it's already falling apart. It broke in half. It says, your inner child will play today. Huh. What are they talking about? FernandoFood. Also, the back, I never really understood. It says, learn Chinese, Meng, which means busy. Lucky numbers, 38, 47, 18, 34, 31, 22. I think this just comes out of like RNG or something, random number generator. But, sweet! My inner child will come out today. And that concludes the episode, guys. Thank you so much to tuning in to episode Veinte. 20 episodes, folks. Man, I remember the first episode was about a year ago, and it's crazy that I've continued to do these. So if you want to support the channel, just hit the like button. It really helps me out a ton with the algorithm, and like it puts my video in front of people, and you don't even need a Google account. You can just hit like. And if you want to take it a step further, subscribe to the channel. That'll notify you. Hit the bell. It'll notify you when the next episode goes live. So I post one about every other week or once a week. It's kind of a hobby, so I'm not going to bombard you with messages like, hey, Fernando posted a new video, come check it out, kind of a thing, you know? Anywho, the one silver lining, the one good thing about this place, though, that I really enjoyed is they hook you up with a ton of food. Like, I have food for days now. So that's good. But if you have any recommendations for the next episode, hit me up. Send me a direct message or a DM, as they say. on either Instagram. My Instagram will be right here or right over here. And I also have a Yelp page. You can follow me there. I haven't been as consistent as posting there, but on both of those channels, I'm pretty active. So yeah, with that said, folks, catch you guys next week or whenever I post the next episode. Yeah.